Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Today is sunny for the first time in New York, and in 1 week the sun has come out. If you're watching live and you're like, oh my God, is Claudia having a stroke? No, literally something blew into her eye the second the stream started.
Maybe it's pink eye.
Oh my God, stop. That's like my worst nightmare.
I think pink eye is the worst thing you could possibly contract. Like second to coronavirus right now.
Or like an STD. I actually think of all the things you could contract. Pink eye's not that bad.
I think I'd rather have an STD.
Than pink eye?
Yeah.
Well, you're on your own there,
because
sis.
like at least an STD is like private and like you deal with it. Like a pink eye is right there, right
well,
on
no,
your,
you take
right
off from
on
work.
Your crotch.
How come it was so common when we were kids? Just because like kids are disgusting?
Yeah, and we're just like farting on each other's pillows
Yeah.
and like wiping our asses and touching our eyes.
Yeah, right. Well, I have pink eye, so thanks everyone for watching today. I hope you don't get it from the YouTube stream. We've got a busy show. You know, did you watch Vanderpump Rules?
I watched Vanderpump Rules. I also watched last night McMillions. Mm-hmm. Have you been hearing about this documentary?
Literally only from you.
Yeah, because I've been seeing posters for it and the branding. Anything with McDonald's, I will consume.
Is a winner.
So I started to watch it. It's an HBO documentary about. Do you remember in the 90s? If I barely remember.
I don't
so
remember.
You wouldn't, but like McDonald's used to run
Yes.
like a huge Monopoly game in their restaurants. I thought it was a Monopoly board that was like McDonald's branded, but no, it was like a worldwide thing where you got all these.
You peeled off the cup.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I actually remember that.
So it turns out that in all of the 11 years that this program ran, every single winner was actually related to one another, and it was illegitimate, and it was this whole scheme being
How much money did they win?
Like hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah.
What?
So the documentary goes through the FBI investigation about what happened.
Oh, that's interesting. Is it a series or just a movie?
It's a 6-part series, but there's only 2 parts out. So I wish I hadn't started it because I'm a binge watcher. In the age of Netflix, you can't put out a documentary that I have to wait week to week for.
It's a marketing thing. Like remember when they released the first episode of Glee like 6 months before the season and everyone was singing do 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 Don't Stop Believing? They do it to get people excited.
No, and it's episodic. It's not like they teased it. It's like next week one comes out, the week after.
Oh, so why did they release 2 in the beginning?
No, they released one last week, one this week.
Oh, so it's just a regular TV show.
6-part series.
That's not that bad.
I don't know. Documentaries, I want to get the answers in one sitting.
That was like The Jinx that HBO did. It was a 6-part series also. I couldn't get through the first 3 parts. It was so dense.
HBO needs to like get off the series. Like we're in the age of binge watching. Friends.
Also, like with the Jinx thing, the Robert Durst story, that was like one of those famous crimes that like there were too many like movies made about it. Like by the end, by the HBO documentary, I'm sure it was good, but like I hadn't seen enough about it. I watched the Ryan Gosling movie. I watched the other documentary, Mongolia, whatever. Like I saw it all.
Proud to say I never saw one.
What? Oh my God. That Robert Durst story was actually super crazy.
That's also what happened with Ted Bundy. It's like all of a sudden we were inundated with Ted Bundy stories. That's also what happened with Snow White. Remember they made Snow White at the Huntsman at the same time as the same time they made Mirror Mirror?
That was weird.
It's weird. It's like we have hundreds of thousands of years on this earth.
Yeah.
And we're going to release 2 Snow White movies the same year.
Very strange. But when it comes to certain crimes, some of them get beaten to a pulp that it's like, we don't need another documentary on Ted Bundy, you know?
Yeah.
No matter which celebrity's playing Ted Bundy, I don't need another movie.
Except that The Jinx was incredible because they got him to admit on camera to what he did.
Right. And it was like a series of events. Right.
Spoiler alert.
By the way, I never got to that point because it was so boring.
Yeah.
That's also like O.J. Simpson has now been beaten to a pulp. And I watched the 30 for 30 series and it was so boring. Like at least the Ryan Murphy one was like sexy. And you know, the celebrities, John Travolta, like the Kardashians. Oh my God, this 30 for 30 one was so boring. Like me and my girl literally fell asleep watching it. It was so boring.
Oh, I think I watched that one. I don't know. OJ was just like such a cultural phenomenon that I don't think it could be ever spoken about too much because it was like so pervasive.
Yeah, but I need a break for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I could always go for some more John Bonet.
Yeah.
Especially if HBO wants to like capture someone saying that they did it.
There hasn't been like a dramatized version of John Bonet where like, you know,
it's just too
where
sad.
Jacob Tremblay, you know, plays John Bonet's best friend or something, you know, like there hasn't been that yet, but I very much am looking forward to that possibly happening.
I think they wouldn't do that until they know what happens, until we can close the book on it.
Because then they have to take a stance on who they thought it was.
Yeah.
Who would play John Bonet though? Hannah G?
Maybe
Gia Giudice? Is that what you're going to say?
Jacob Tremblay in a wig?
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking, I'm like, which young blonde kid? And all I could think was Jacob Tremblay when I was trying to make the joke. But,
no, I think that's it.
Like, do you remember Susie Salmon, the Lovely Bones?
Yeah.
Saoirse Ronan's iconic role. People like, you know, loved her in Brooklyn. They loved her in Little Women, but like I loved her first in in The Lovely Bones, which was a book, right?
Yeah.
Maybe good for your book club.
I've already read it.
That was actually a fucking amazing movie. And Stanley Tucci played the kidnapper murderer.
When I sat next to him on the plane, I was like kind of talking to him about it.
Jackie never sat next to Stanley Tucci on a plane.
You know what I
but
realized?
She did sat next to Stanley Fucci.
No. You know who I think I might have been sitting next to?
Just a regular bald man.
No. The guy from The Kingsman who sings John Denver. The bald guy. Galahad.
Jackie, you sat next
to
a nobody.
He looks like tall Stanley Tucci. I think I sat next to him.
Stanley Tucci?
I think I sat next to him.
Jackie, you sat next to a bald man. Like, I hate to break it to you.
Bald man with glasses after the Oscars. I don't know.
In Coach.
It was an exit row.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, I'll let you live in your fantasy land. You sat next to Stanley Tucci.
No, I really do think I sat next to Galahad.
No, you didn't. But by the way, that character was iconic in the second Kingsman.
Iconic.
I love the Kingsman. I can't wait for the next one to come out. I can't believe I lived like 5 years, like, or however the movie long it's been since the movie came out, like without like knowing that I am like so into spy movies.
Yeah, the Kingsman is so good, both of them.
And I just love Taron Egerton.
Love. And I love Piers Morgan.
That's not Piers Morgan. It's Amanda Bynes' dad from What a Girl Wants.
Hugh Grant?
No, Colin Firth.
Okay.
Not to be confused, though, with Colin Farrell.
Not to be confused at all. Both all look like Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, today's also Dear Toaster. So we'll recap Vanderpump Rules, then we'll jump into Dear Toasters, which is our advice segment, and we are looking for more submissions. So email us, deartoasters@gmail.com. Try and keep it interesting, keep it fun, keep it light. We'll always keep it anonymous. Deartoasters@gmail.com.
Love it. Sign on, get advice. Okay, well, I think it's time to get into the fast size stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And that's definitely true. And you know what, Jackie? I have nothing to say about that. For the first time in your career, you are right.
No, I was right. I was right like back in the day before we had ads.
Before anyone wanted to work with us.
Yeah.
But no, Jackie, you're totally right. It is time. I have, for the first time in my life, I am
You're still
speechless.
So you're not really
Speechless.
We actually have a great batch of stories today.
Love to hear it. And it's not every day you get a great batch of stories.
No, it's not every day. Mm-mm. That is for sure the damn truth.
What did we do yesterday? Oh my God, we were so busy. Yesterday was the busiest day of my life.
Yeah, meetings.
Ooh, we're such bloggers with our meetings.
I did a workout yesterday that was just so hard and sad.
I can relate. Yeah, me too.
But I do feel better about it today.
Speaking of workout, I actually had a great call about an upcoming project. I hate to be so annoying, but the toasters are going to be so excited about it, and I'm really excited about it. And I know it's like speaking in tongues, but it's annoying.
Would you say it's a secret project?
Yeah. I don't want to,
Would you say it's a special project?
No, I would say it's a secret project, and I think the only people who could ever figure it out if they wanted to would be the Kingsmen. They have their entire agency on it.
Or the Statesmen. They're pretty.
I'll do a little charades, okay?
No, it's a secret project.
Okay. You know me, it's so hard for me to work on stuff and not say it.
Just shut your pie hole.
I have like 3 things right now. I just want to scream from the rooftops, but I won't.
Okay. First story. Jussie Smollett has been indicted in Chicago over allegedly staged 2019 attack.
Who?
Jussie Smollett.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He was on Empire, right?
Yes. Jussie Smollett on Tuesday was once again indicted for allegedly staging a hate crime attack against himself, nearly a year after charges in the case were abruptly dropped.
If you are new here to the Toaster fandom, I suggest that maybe you, after this episode, go back and watch our episode when this whole Jussie thing was happening, because
what a fucking crazy
we really highlighted how the story was so weird, made even weirder by the fact that his name is not Jesse, and that his name should actually be Mussy instead of Jussie, because he's the mussiest bitch I know.
Yeah. Or, the French call him Jussie
Smollett. This has been like the weirdest series of events, because he was like the victim and then he was the criminal. Then they just dropped it.
And then they picked it back up
and now
again,
it's back up like a year later.
And now he's indicted.
And I'm not mad about it. I just think the timeline of events is incredibly weird. I don't know how the justice system works, but it just seems like...
But I wouldn't have guessed it works this way.
Yeah, right.
Cook County Special Prosecutor Dan Webb revealed the former Empire star had been hit with 6 new counts of disorderly conduct, accusing Smollett of lying to the Chicago Police Department about the January 2019 incident. Webb's investigation revealed that Smollett, quote, planned and participated in a staged crime attack and then, quote, made numerous false statements reporting a heinous crime that he, in fact, knew had not occurred, Webb said in a news release.
I mean, that was the weirdest thing ever. And when I think about this crime, it's like, well, there's no victim. Like, it technically is a victimless crime, but it's like when you think about all the resources that the Chicago Police Department was putting into this like high profile investigation, and that very cute head sheriff, you know, who got on this TV every morning to talk about the case. Justice for him. That's who I want justice for.
Yeah, the crime was against the police department's time and resources and
intelligence
and taxpayer money.
I mean, when you come for the taxpayers, we have no choice but to fight back.
You have no choice but to stand.
Yeah, like no, like I technically am a victim of the Jussie Smollett because I'm a tax-paying citizen. Even though I don't live in Chicago, I'm still a taxpayer.
Yeah.
We're all victims of this crime. We should all riot in the streets, okay?
This was just the craziest story ever. I can't believe it's back in the headlines.
I know. Like, you know what? I kind of missed it. Is that like fucked up to say?
No.
It was so funny to report on because like the series of events was so strange. Like this thing happened and we reported and everyone had like the same tone in their voice about how horrible this act was. And like the real story that he was telling everyone was so unimaginably horrible, like the hate crime, and it was a sad day for everyone.
But it was just a roller coaster of emotions.
But
because
then everyone had like a little something in their head, but no one was going to be the first person to say it.
I didn't.
No.
Not that I didn't want to say it. I had no clue.
No, all the reporters knew something was wrong, but nobody wanted to be the first person to say it.
It never crossed my mind that someone could make that up.
Of course not.
But to
what
go
kind of freak?
to go from such like a somber, sad,
terrible
place to like a shocking place, and now it's like a joking place.
It's a joke.
It's crazy.
Also, if you're new here to the Toast and you haven't seen Dave Chappelle's special where he talks about Jussie Smollett, it is one of the funniest things ever, and I really think you should go watch it.
Yeah. French Camper loves Jussie Smollett.
Well, French Camper is also very much looking forward to justice being served.
She's always looking forward to justice being served.
And in case you're new here, I don't know why I'm acting like we have 1 million new subscribers, but I just feel like we haven't done a recap. Like, I like to talk to the Toasters as if they're all new here, but even though I know they're not.
That must be really frustrating to the people who actually listen.
No, totally. But if you're, whatever, okay.
What were you going to explain?
I don't remember, that's why.
Justice being served?
No, I was going to explain, what did we say right
French
before that?
Camper?
No.
I'll explain her. So one time, I went to camp. Okay.
I can't remember.
Are you ready for our next story? Because Macaulay Culkin is back in the news with this Esquire article that he did.
GQ, I thought.
No, it's Esquire.
Also,
Same thing.
He goes by Mac now. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Mac Culkin. It's on the cover, top left. You
Macaulkin?
See? Macaulkin, yeah.
Love it.
He wants to be known as Mac, and I have no choice but to respect that.
Okay. Mac Culkin and Brenda Song are trying to have a baby. Now, I just needed this to remind everyone that Mac Culkin and Brenda Song are dating, and we just can never forget.
Jackie, I needed absolutely no reminder. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Do you know that I hung out with them at the WWE SummerSlam?
Oh, this does sound familiar.
Ben and I got invited to the WWE SummerSlam, which is not really anything I would normally go to, but Ben really wanted to go. It was at Barclays Center, and they were offering, like the VIP experience, and I was like, that's cool. We got to go behind the backstage, try on all like the costumes. It was cool. And then there was like a little green room for like celebs of WWE, which I guess included me. And in walks Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song. And I wasn't sure who to be more shook over, London Tipton or Kevin McAllister. So I think I was more shook at London Tipton. She really shaped me as a woman back in the day. Mm-hmm. So I did know that they were together. And this is not shocking. But I do feel sad for Trace Cyrus, Brenda Song's one true love.
And I do feel bad for Mila Kunis, Macaulay Culkin's one true love.
Did they used to date?
Yeah.
What a weird couple.
Big time.
Odd couple.
I kind of ship these two. I just watched Dollface, and Brenda Song is everything of the sort in it. And I love that she's back on the scene. And she's also in that thriller movie on Netflix that people love.
Oh, yeah, where her husband, her fake husband brings her home from the coma. And then she remembers that it's not her husband.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but that
I heard it was
good.
Horrible. And BuzzFeed did a hilarious article pointing out all the inconsistencies in the plot. It was so funny. That's the best part of the movie.
That sounds really good. I don't watch scary movies, but maybe I would.
I don't watch scary movies.
Also,
I watch SVU.
An interesting factoid in this article is that his brother, Macaulay Culkin's brother, is in Succession. And now that I've told you that, do you know exactly who he is?
Do you think I watched Succession?
No, you don't have to even watch Succession to know that fact.
No, I've literally never seen a single person.
You
could be in Succession, and I would have no idea.
No, Claude, you've seen this fotch, and I'm going to show you.
I'm sure he's
looks... from other stuff, too.
Oh my God, yeah, of course. That's Macaulay Culkin's brother?
Yeah, and now you know exactly why. They're the same fotch.
Oh my God, totally. Was he in Secondhand Lions? Also a great movie.
Hold on, I'll find out what he was in.
No, that's the other, Haley Joel Osment. I get him confused with Macaulay Culkin, like young child stars. Secondhand Lions is such a beautiful movie. Like, I cry every time I see it.
Oh, I feel like he was, oh my God, he's the brother and She's All That.
He's a brother and she's all that. Yes.
He's the brother and she's all that.
Wow, the Culkin family, Hollywood royalty.
Look at all these credits.
Back to him and Brenda's song. I just want to say I really respect a Hollywood couple that just like stays together very quietly for long periods of time. You know, that's how you know it's real. Like when they're not like shoving their relationship in your face.
Totally.
And the more like shoved a relationship is in your face, to me, the less validity that it has. And that's all I have to say about that.
There's something that I didn't choose as a story because it's not really news yet, but you saw that Ariana Grande was like making out with
a blurry photo of her making out with someone in a bar in Florida or something.
Yeah, in California.
Whatever.
But then I read a rumor that it's Jim Carrey.
Excuse me?
Yeah. And apparently, like, that's what the blinds have been saying. The Toasters, like, said that they think it's Jim Carrey. Well, and then I Googled Ariana Grande, Jim Carrey.
They had just worked together on something.
Yeah, and they were raving about each other. And now, like, thinking that they might be hooking up, like, it all, like, makes sense.
Wait, okay, just pause for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande.
Teen pop star.
This is not, like, blowing my mind because I just saw a picture of them. He has, like, a kids show or something, like a weird cartoon something. And she just did, like, a cameo on it. So I did know that they had been like in the same room
working
recently
together, and like loves him, you know.
She has such weird taste in men that like this doesn't surprise me.
Not at all.
And you remember his last girlfriend, very, very sad. She ended up committing suicide, but she was very young. He loves a young woman. So this is like, I kind of ship. I don't know.
Me too.
It's just gross because like he's so old and she's so young, but like, I don't know. It's kind of cool that like Ariana Grande could have any man in the world, like literally athlete, pop star, rapper. Like she could have anyone, no matter how rich, how poor, how hot, how tall, how short. And she chose Jim Carrey, like the funny guy.
Here's the thing: it's unfounded. This is very alleged, and it might not be true. But who would make this up?
No, totally. Now I need to take a better look at the picture, even though it was so blurry.
I watched the video. You really couldn't see that it was him. At all. There was nothing that makes me think it's him other than the fact that I read it in a comment.
No, and now that you told me
where would that come from?
It's 100% true.
Yeah, I feel like that's so Ari's vibe.
No, totally. She has literally the worst taste in men.
No, not worse, just strange. It's all over the place.
Strange.
And she obviously likes a funny guy. She like Pete.
Davidson. No, and you know what? She like makes like not conventionally hot guys hot. Like no one really thought Pete Davidson was that hot until.
I love Jim Carrey. The only reason why I think this is like so crazy because if it was like a woman,
of course,
and a man, and the roles were reversed, like we would not be saying this is cute. So you have to be fair.
Really, I think that when it comes to age, like I'm totally impartial. Like I think like Samantha and Smith Jarrett is so cute, and I think if it was reversed,
I love that too. But like we can't get over Sophia Richie and Scott Disick. Who,
really,
by the way,
but we love them.
We love them, but every time we say we love them, we have to say the age difference.
And so I love Jim Carrey and Ariana Grande, and I will mention the age difference anytime we talk about them in the future.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I think I'm totally impartial when it comes to like cougars versus bachelors.
Okay, I would love to be impartial.
Society hasn't caught up with me like a modern woman, but I think personally when I speak on age, like relationships with huge disparities in age, I speak about it the same whether the older person is the man or the woman.
I would love to get to a place where this show is age blind.
Yeah, just like Shark Tank.
And we just no. They are very age aware.
No, I don't see age.
I'm gonna.
Have you seen my TikTok? I don't see age. Okay.
I'm really gonna try not to see age.
People were leaving the meanest comments on my TikTok last night.
Really?
Stick to Instagram, like CEO of being late to trends, like so mean.
Oh, could be worse.
I put a video up of that Rachel song, which I love. I just haven't.
What's the?
This is for Rachel, you big fat white nasty smelling fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling dirty white racist ass big fat bitch oompa loompa body ass bitch. I'm coming up there and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, bitch. It's like it was this voicemail that went viral of this woman.
I remember when people were like dancing to voicemail.
Yeah, so this girl left a voicemail for Rachel, who allegedly took her off the schedule, and left this like really nasty, scathing message, and someone turned it into a song. Like they put a beat behind it. It's actually a banger. Well, like if they ever played it in a club, I'd be like, "This is for Rachel, you big fat white nasty smelling fat bitch."
Maybe it's like an old trend for the youngsters, but for the oldsters like me, it sounds a little bit familiar, but it's not over to me yet. So I feel like you're really like bringing in a new wave of old.
Yeah, that's why they hate me.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Jim Carrey
and Ariana Grande.
Jim Carrey's also just like an interesting fella.
I mean, he is my favorite comedian growing up. I really love him. I want happiness for him. I loved his episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Me too.
And I want happiness for Ari. And like, I have no choice but to ship.
No, call me crazy. Like, I don't think it's that weird. Even though, like, if you had told me, like, hypothetically, these two people would maybe, allegedly, be getting together, like, you would think it's so weird, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I like them both so much.
Me too.
Jim Carrey seems dark, though. Like, he has demons, but all comedians do.
So does Ari.
Right.
Anyways, I think
Thank you for sharing that rumor with me. I hadn't heard that. And I love like an unfounded, like random rumor that never ends up being true. But we could like hypothesize about what it would be like if Ariana Grande and Jim Carrey did date for just a minute, you know?
Yeah, but it could happen. Like, I never thought she would be with Pete Davidson, ever.
Yeah, but like, it's not that crazy. Like, they're age appropriate. Like,
no, when I heard it, I was like, oh, this isn't true. I believed Jim Carrey quicker than I believed Pete Davidson.
She just has such an eclectic taste in men that like, this doesn't surprise me. Like, you could tell me she was dating like, you know, PB Herman and I would be like, so cute, you know? I just don't think it's that weird.
Okay, well, next story, switching gears a little bit. Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna have been laid to rest 2 weeks after the tragic helicopter crash.
Oh, I thought they were going to like televise it or something. Certain
not.
like high profile celebrities have like televised. Aretha Franklin, when Ariana Grande sang, they have like big, and it's because so many people were like
want to mourn
a part of it.
Yeah,
I thought they might do something like that.
No, the NBA legend and his 13-year-old daughter have been laid to rest. E! News can confirm the private Los Angeles funeral comes just 2 weeks after the pair, along with other passengers and the pilot, tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. Though the ceremony was held privately, a public memorial will be held on February 24th at the Staples Center in downtown LA.
Got it.
Giving fans an opportunity to pay their respects. Quote, "We are one city that believes in each other, believes in something bigger than ourselves," the mayor said. "We will absolutely do everything to make sure that this is done so that everybody can come to it as well." I think
That's really nice. I'm so glad that this was private and that so far I haven't seen any paparazzi pictures. Like when paparazzi go to funerals, I think it's the most inappropriate thing. Like, I'll never get over those pictures of Bethany crying when at the burial site for Dennis. Like, have some fucking respect. Is there no line in journalism? None. So I'm glad that it was private. I'm actually like, I know it's like weird to say, but I'm like living for Vanessa Bryant, like really being so public about her grief. Like, she's posted a lot on Instagram, long captions about how she's struggling. She like can't even begin to mourn Kobe. She doesn't even realize that he's gone because all she can focus on the fact is that her daughter's not here. And she's like, and I feel so bad because I'm not giving proper mourning. But she's like, I know that's just a part of grief. She's just being like so open about it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think it's nice, and I'm glad she's able to
open,
to process.
Yeah. It just continues to be like the craziest, saddest story. Like, I don't know if I'll ever get over it.
No, I don't think you're ever supposed to. I think it's one of those things that you'll always think about, and it'll just make you think about life differently.
Yeah, and like make you really realize there are certain things that make you realize like life is so short.
Yeah.
And like really anyone could die at any moment. Like they always say like, you know, well, you smoke cigarettes, but I could also get hit by a car. But like you actually could get hit by a car.
It's like in Jessica Simpson's book.
Wait, which I did start last night. So I would absolutely adore if you could stop spoiling it.
Really?
Yeah.
There's so many.
No, because I was actually reading and like I read one thing that you had mentioned and I'm like, oh, you know what? I would have loved to have read that with a fresh mind.
What was it?
I don't remember. Something interesting about, I don't know.
Because the beginning is all about her childhood.
No, it's just in the intro. Like it's really, it was like a small thing, but you had ruined it and you're making me not want to read it. So if you could just stop.
Fine. Well, if you could speed it up so we could do a recap.
Party of One is such a good song.
Such a good song. Love her so much.
I just like can't believe how connected I was to Jessica Simpson as a child and literally forgot about her for the last 10 years. Like I feel bad, but I feel like she wanted us to forget about her. So I was doing my part as a good fan.
She did. She's such an anomaly to me.
I know. And like, I just want to know what the inside of her house looks like. I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful.
I know. She's so wealthy and she's like still so like Southern, which like she's lived in LA now for like 30 years and it hasn't changed her.
She's still herself. Like even in her book, you know, the way that she speaks, it's like she's still that same girl.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, next story.
Do you think that's what they say about us? Like they're like the biggest podcasters in the world, but they're still just those regular Jewish girls from Long Island.
I hope that they say about us, like, oh my God, they've grown so much, they don't even say like anymore.
Even though I got a bunch of messages about the hypocrisy of us talking about how frequently they were using the word like on The Bachelor yesterday, when apparently yesterday's episode was riddled with likes from us.
Okay,
I don't even hear them anymore.
Here and I talk to you all the time, and yes, we say like in conversation just like anyone our age does. The level that it was on The Bachelor is not comparable.
Agreed, Jackie.
It's not. It's on a different level.
Tell them.
I'm not saying that we're perfect. We're not even good. But we're not a Bachelor level.
Tell them.
Okay?
Have we given a programming update?
And they're edited. We're live. Imagine how many likes they cut out because they know how torturous it is.
Right. According to Jimmy Kimmel, Monday night's episode of The Bachelor had like 229 times, which honestly I didn't think was so bad.
No, that's not a lot. Imagine how many they cut out. How many painful conversations.
How many left on the cutting room floor.
Exactly.
I don't think we've given a programming update that we are not going to be live tomorrow or Monday.
We're not live tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Thursday. Sorry, Friday.
No show Friday, Monday because we are taking a long weekend for Valentine's Day / my anniversary.
Slash Ben's going to Aspen with his friends, so I'm literally home alone.
Do you want a third wheel our trip?
Honestly, yeah. Like, I was thinking maybe going to LA, but like every time I go to LA, but when I get back, I like always regret going.
And you can't go to LA without me because it's my favorite place.
I know.
And if you're going to LA, we have to make a week of LA week.
No, I know. I just like doing like little trips to LA because like I feel really famous in LA, and I just like need it. I need like a little bit of like a boost in confidence.
Yeah, maybe if you moved there for 6 months, like you would feel amazing.
Maybe, but maybe not.
I just feel like LA has such good coffee and like, you know where it has disgusting coffee?
New York?
New York City. New York City. Like, why is New York known for its coffee? I can't get arrested here for a cup of coffee.
That was good.
What are they talking about when they talk about New York coffee?
Do they talk about it? They talk about New York pizza?
In New York bagel. Maybe they don't talk about
They don't talk about coffee.
I feel like LA coffee.
I feel
Even
like
Dallas coffee is better.
I think you're a simple girl when it comes to coffee. And I think that if you actually went to like those carts, like the halal carts, like and those blue cups that are like so iconic New York, I actually think you might like it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Maybe I should go on like a coffee tour of New York because you guys have really been struggling in our new studio to get a
location
cup of coffee.
Wise.
I'm kind of over the Keurig machine. I use one at home, but every day I just like I hate drink it.
Well, I'm so glad that you made us buy one and a limited supply.
It's good for guests.
Yeah, nobody uses it.
No, but it's like nice to be able to offer someone a cup of coffee. Remember that time you had those people
of course.
in your house? That's my favorite story about Claudia.
I did
you had like you were doing
a shoot. Me and Ben did this series for Snapchat, and they wanted to film in our house, so we did, and we had like a whole crew, hair and makeup. And I'm like, does anybody want anything like water?
And you just moved into like your first like really nice apartment, and you wanted to be like the house where there's everything. You
and
had
I
water,
had
Snapple,
everything. I had
soda.
Like chargers. Like I really wanted to be the house that like everyone could come over and no one would have to leave. Because like, oh, you need to change of underwear? I got you.
Yeah, you any drink that you want. Like it's just great to be that house.
Yeah, I have like soda, Snapple, water, seltzer, Fresca, everything. And I was offering everyone my drinks, and a couple like maybe some of the hair and makeup people were like, yeah, we'll take a coffee. And I was like, yeah, okay. What? Like I don't have coffee.
How do you get
How do you make coffee? I don't drink coffee, and I guess like you put a pot. I literally don't know.
You do a coffee machine.
Yeah, I don't have that. I never have.
That's a funny story.
Thank you.
Maybe you had to be there.
No, yeah, you definitely did have to be there.
Okay. Next story, we have a lot to talk about today because we still have to talk about Vanderpump Rules. Gabrielle Union introduces 12-year-old Zaya to the world. Quote, she's whip smart and we are so proud. On Tuesday, Gabrielle Union shared a series of heartwarming tweets raving over her husband, Dwyane Wade's daughter, Zaya. Quote, meet Zaya. She's compassionate, loving, whip smart, and we are so proud of her, Union wrote alongside a video of Zaya, who can be heard stressing the importance of being true to yourself. Quote, it's okay to listen, to love, and respect your children exactly as they are. Love and light, good people. So this is so sweet. Dwyane Wade was on Ellen.
Yes, that's how I heard about it.
Oh, I saw the tweets.
Even though I follow Gabrielle Union on Twitter, and I don't know why I wouldn't have seen this, but I saw on Ellen the way he was speaking about how, I think it's his child from a former marriage. Gabrielle Union is not his biological mom.
Yeah, that article
her biological mom.
Clear.
Dwyane Wade's daughter. So I saw him speaking about it on Ellen, and I thought it was so sweet. Like, I feel like this is like new territory for like a lot of parents. And I think that like this is a shining example of how you just like embrace your kids coming out as themselves.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. He said, me and my wife, Gabrielle Union, are proud parents of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, and we are proud allies as well. We take our roles and our responsibility as parents very seriously. So when our child comes home with a question, when a child comes home with an issue, when a child comes home with anything, it's our job as parents to listen to that, to give them the best information that we can, to give them the best feedback that we can. And that doesn't change because sexuality is now involved in it.
Totally. I think that this was like so, I was like getting choked up watching the Ellen thing. I just thought it was so great. I have seen on both Gabrielle Union's and Dwyane Wade's Instagram pictures of their family, and people say were like saying the meanest things about their former son. He was like wearing crop tops, and he was so cute and like so like himself. And Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union like never waved in their defense of him, and like we're always standing up for him. And I just thought it was like so cool, you know? Yeah. You don't see that every day. And so I just think that this is great too.
Really beautiful. They're a beautiful family. And
yeah. Actually have we literally like gun to my head, we have no choice.
Yeah, none
whatsoever, but to stand. And also their younger baby is the cutest little baby I've ever seen in my life. So they've got it all going on, and I'm quite happy for them.
Yes, me too. Okay, fifth and final story. Speaking of coffee and your caffeine fix, Pepsi's new product has nearly twice as much caffeine as its regular soda.
Thank God.
But like its rival, Coke, Pepsi is launching a new coffee-infused cola. You guys.
Oh my God, why do they have to do that?
Okay,
I could use Diet Coke with more caffeine.
Me too. But here's my logistical question. Obviously, this is something people want because Pepsi and Coke are the biggest brands in the world and they did not do market research.
It's like the chocolate hummus. Like somebody wants it.
But when am I supposed to drink this? I drink coffee in the morning, but why would I'm not going to drink soda first thing in the morning. It rots your teeth. I'm going to wait till 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I know that like there's probably someone who's looking forward to this, but I just have to say this is a product that nobody needs. And while, you know, Pepsi and Cola are in their labs like making new formulas, I would really, really love and appreciate a Diet Coke with caffeine that actually has caffeine. Like I know some people, like Ben's mom, like if we're out to dinner, she loves Diet Coke, but she won't have Diet Coke at dinner because she won't be able to fall asleep. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I could literally have a Diet Coke at midnight and fall asleep at 12:01. I just can't relate. So I could really they need caffeine-free Diet Coke, regular Diet Coke with caffeine, and then Diet Coke with actual caffeine.
Well, I mean, the Diet Coke with caffeine is 70 milligrams. Like
It's nothing. I've never felt more awake because of a Diet Coke in my life.
Maybe because you drink too much.
And I've never been able to not sleep because I had a Diet Coke recently.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even know. I would have no idea that Diet Coke had caffeine if somebody hadn't told me that a few years ago. Like it's just, and I know there used to be like gold and silver Diet Coke. Like silver doesn't have caffeine. It's
still like that.
No, I know, but like literally they're the same to me.
Interesting. Well, I'll try it because I'm on this journey to try every coffee in America.
Yeah.
And let you know where it has the best.
Where's the best coffee you've ever had?
In the Poconos.
Oh yeah, in Ybor. Right by Camp Toast. Tickets are sold out, sorry. Should we do Vanderpump Rules?
Yes.
Okay. I had a really interesting time watching Vanderpump Rules because I watched it later and Sheena was live tweeting and I found it really interesting to see how she defended her abhorrent behavior. And you know what?
I can't.
But she didn't. She literally was responding to people being like, you're so embarrassing. She's like, I know. I was like in a really bad spot. Like
she does that every season.
I know, but you know what?
Every single season.
I have to respect someone who publicly like owns their shit and doesn't defend poor behavior.
Well, I think when watching it back, like her behavior is indefensible.
Yeah.
And at least like, yeah, she's smart enough to know that she's not going to like defend that. But next season's going to be the same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's literally been like this for 8 seasons where all of her behavior like is immature and embarrassing.
And like there's no growth. There's no evolution.
No.
Okay, so we had Pride, Tom Tom, and Sir. Tom Tom is like the shiny new toy. Like nobody wants to go to Sir and it looked like so dirty. Like I would have rather been a Tom Tom and that's where all like Brittany Stassi were at because they didn't have to work. Lala. James DJ'd, he's still drinking. Was that a Casamigos sponsored cup?
Oh, I don't think so, but maybe Casamigos sponsors
Pride.
Tom Tom because they have those cups. Like,
right.
They don't just use those cups. Tom Tom is really like for the alumni.
Yeah.
And Sir is for the freshmen.
Totally. They were both behind the bar, Tom and Tom. Jax was bartending. Oh, the suspended manager, like literally running around Sir telling Jax to set up at the bar. Like I know everyone probably thought, like if you went on Twitter, everyone's like, Jax is a dick. Like, he's not going to help set up. He's like, this girl, like, I totally got why he was being a dick. He's like, no, I don't do that. Like, I'm literally not even being paid to be here. Like, I'm here so that people will come to Sir. Like, I'll stand behind the bar, but I'm not fucking cutting lemons. Like, I actually totally understood.
No, I completely understood him. And like, they were one person down in every category when it's like the suspended manager is the manager and it's her job to make sure that they're overstaffed, not regular staff. And then some people don't show up. They should have every single person working. Like, that's on the suspended manager.
No, and also, Sir was a shit show. Like, where the fuck was Lisa? Like, it was such a mess. They had 2 bartenders. What the fuck? And Jax you can't count Jax as a bartender. He's a celebrity.
You know, Jax is like a show pony for Pride.
He's a mannequin.
He's not there to actually be slinging drinks.
So suspended manager talking to him, like I guess technically she's the manager, but like talking to him like she was his boss, it's like, girlfriend, no, like that's not how this works.
No, that's not how any of this works.
But the hierarchy is so interesting because technically the manager is above the bartender. Like that's her boss. But it's like, no, that's not actually how it works.
He's like talent at this event.
Right. So it was just so funny to see like her being like all pissy that he wasn't going to get back and like start prepping when it's like, that's literally not what he's here to do.
No.
James DJ'd. They said he did a great job. Katie being so funny, being like, yeah, it was actually my idea to have you DJ. I thought that was hilarious. He and Lala had a conversation, which I found to be so interesting. I had forgotten about all that Fofty stuff, and I didn't realize that James like hopped on the bandwagon to get likes, and honestly, that would have pissed me off too.
Yeah.
And Lala's just too forgiving.
No, but she's so smart because it's like she's not going to wage World War III with James. Like she's just telling him like, you're still not grown. We can't be friends. I can't wait around for you. I wish you the best.
Right, like she gave him the chance.
Yeah, no, but she's being so mature about it.
Yeah, she looked sickening.
And I think also for her to be sober and then be friends with someone whose behavior is so up and down due to alcohol, like it must be difficult for her.
Yeah. I actually, like, you know who's grown on me in the last like 3 seasons more than any other person on the show is Ariana. Like, she's not always on the right side of history when it comes to like Tom and like the drama, but I just really like her, and I thought it was like kind of cute how she was like getting all like emo about the fact that this is her for her first Pride being like openly bi, and she brought her little bi flag, and I just like her.
Yeah, I like her too.
She's like the resident woke person.
Yeah, she seems like a good human.
Yeah.
And when she's in her own situations, like I do enjoy her story, but sometimes she, like with Tom Sandoval, who's Madonna apparently.
Yeah. By the way, he's out of control, and his ego is so big, like it's really affecting like the show, and he brings her down a little bit.
Like, to me, Tom Sandoval is like really nothing of the sort. He's a cast member, you know.
He's been there from the beginning, but the success of the show has very little to do with him.
Right. And so for him to like think that he is Marilyn Monroe, it's just
Marilyn Sandoval.
It's nothing of the sort.
No, he's the definition
of Tom Monroe.
But you know what? You know what actually happened? Somebody lied to him.
Yeah.
And told him that he was really like the protagonist of the show, and like he put the whole show on, and he's nothing like that. He's literally nothing of the sort.
No, and like Tom Schwartz is the perfect example of how you should behave. Like, he loves it. He feels like a rock star. He's having fun, but like it's not going to his head.
He doesn't take it too seriously. Like, how many times was Tom Sandoval going to literally stop the Pride Party to make an announcement that he was so glad everyone could come?
Oh my God.
More than once.
So many speeches.
So unnecessary.
Drama.
Raquel did not show up for her thing.
I know that like it's so easy to hate on Raquel, and she should have shown up. But I thought that the way that she reacted to Peter is exactly how you act. Like, if it was James, he would have been like, "Oh man, like
bloody Lisa told me not to come."
Yeah, but Raquel was like, "I'll work all night." I feel like she was really sorry.
Jackie, I agree, and I do
her.
think she missed it on purpose. But I think, and when you're talking to your boss, she had respect. She was apologetic. I totally agree.
She owned it.
But in my book, she totally lost me last night when she kicked Dana out of the hair appointment. Like, what, you're like going to succumb to Sheena's demands?
Here's the thing. I agree. And she never really had me, so I didn't expect much from her.
She's spineless.
But she is someone who is like teetering on the edge of being on this show. It's really Sheena's show when it comes to the freshmen now. Yeah. And whatever Sheena says goes for her because she's a follower. I don't expect her to be a leader.
No, she's a follower, and that was disappointing. Yeah. Because I love Dana.
I love Dana.
And that conversation in the back alley was everything. Are you 35 or are you 16?
Yeah, and she says, don't just talk about it, be about it.
You know, she wouldn't let her off. Like, Sheena just kept like giving these bullshit excuses, and Dana wouldn't let the conversation end. It's like,
until Sheena was broke down crying and saying she was going to do better.
Right. Like, this conversation was the culmination of a bunch of bullshit, and Sheena thought she could get away with it just being like, you know, like, I saw you hanging out with my friends, and, like, I got territorial. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, that's not enough, Sheena. It's not fucking enough.
No, not at all. And I'm sure Sheena is going through a tough time. I think, you know, life is a tough time.
It is.
But either open up and share with us, or else I can't empathize. And there have been really tough times that she's been going through.
And also, Dana hung out with her friends one fucking time at the comedy club. Like, that one situation warrants a whole attack.
Like, when Sheena was like, I'm not jealous about Max. It's like, no, I'm jealous about a million other things.
Yeah, and by the way,
so much
Max,
bigger than that.
And Max. And I think Max and Dana are so cute, like waking up in her apartment together. Like, I love them, and I hope that it doesn't turn out to be like he's a fuckboy, like fucking around on her, because it'll make her look so stupid. But I love them together.
I don't even think it would make her look stupid. Like, you have to be able to try and open up to people and trust people.
Suspended manager and just Sheena like pulling her over and being like, I'm just looking out for you. Like, then they could be like, we really were looking out for you, you know? I just don't want them to win.
Yeah.
Because I love Dana. She's literally my favorite character. And you know what I like? Her conversation with Jax.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that.
Respect.
She literally won him over in 2 minutes.
Totally. Because she's cool, and she's really not trying to like ride anyone's coattails. Like, she just is on the show, and she wants to make it on her own volition, on her own, like being funny and cool. And I think Jax respected that, because I think Jax doesn't like all these new people coming in just like trying to become famous off a show where Jax is like really bled out for. Like, he's been the villain. Like, I totally get why he hates the new people, but I think he immediately respected Dana, and I didn't fault him for not remembering her from the Mondrian.
Me neither.
Like, he sat outside the whole time.
Yeah, and to him, those were just like random girls.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have remembered either.
No, me neither. I didn't even remember until she said it.
That I thought that was like that was just a little petty. Like,
it was funny.
Jax barely remembers
anyone,
let alone actual people he's not expected to remember.
I'm so glad you thought that was a memorable moment, because I thought that conversation was like my two ships coming in.
Yeah.
Next week looks so interesting, where it's like we're getting into political correctness, where it's like cancel culture, because we all know what happens now, but there was a ton of backlash about Brittany and Jax's pastor that they chose from, I think he was from Kentucky, like her church. He had said some like crazy shit on Facebook about gay people, and they didn't end up like canceling him until Lisa said something to them. And Lance Bass ended up doing it, which I thought was hilarious.
I was wondering who wound up marrying them. I was going to ask you.
I just like can't wait for the wedding episode because like I need to see if I'm in the background like drooling like an animal.
I feel like they canceled that pastor 2 weeks before. That's what they were saying. So the following week should probably be the wedding.
Oh my God, you're right.
You know?
We're getting close.
We are.
How many episodes in are we?
I don't know. I was wondering that too because it still feels like the season hasn't started.
I know. I get so lost in a Bravo season and then all of a sudden it's the finale and I'm like, we just started. Or sometimes it just drags on forever. I feel like this season of Atlanta is dragging on so long. Like it started out so strong and I can't even finish episodes now. I find Kenya to be just the most abhorrent. Like she's horrible. Like I hate her.
Nothing of the sort.
No, she's just so unethical. And I know that's like weird to like pull out ethics on a reality show, but
there is a line.
There's a line.
Far down the road, but there's a line.
And everything she does is just so terrible. She called Tanya, who's by the way, Tanya's the most annoying person on planet Earth, but she's one of those girls who's like annoying but nice. You know, like she's overwhelming with her kindness and her like giddiness and she just wants to be friends with everyone. She called her a C word at lunch for pulling out Kenya's wig out of a bag. Like it didn't warrant being called the C word. And I just think she crosses the line and I'm really over her. Like it's not even that she's nothing of the sort. I wouldn't even give her that compliment. She's
she's not even like part of the sort.
She's a bad person. Like, and that's crazy to say on reality TV when like nobody's really like an angel.
Yeah.
But she's a bad person. And like, she tried to ruin her friend's engagement on purpose. And I can't.
I need to talk about one thing. Sheena on that man's shoulders and then refusing to open her legs.
Okay.
And headlocking him in her thighs on the sweaty summer's day in LA when this sheriff had just carried Lisa Vanderpump down the street and then put Sheena literally on his back.
Yep. I just wanted to. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Open her legs.
I'm so glad you brought that up because, first of all, I want to talk about that man for a second, the hero of Pride. Like Lisa and her broken toe. Not even that. She's like an old woman. She can't walk. I
forgot that's why she couldn't walk because of her toe.
And she's like a drama queen. But I thought he was so cute. Like she made a joke to one of the police officers about carrying her, and then here comes this big strong man, and he actually carried her. And then he carried Sheena, and he was just like an unsung hero of the episode. But when Sheena was being like, with the legs, with his head coming out of her legs, like let the man up.
I just want to say, like, that's harassment. Like,
if a man did that to a woman, like, oh my God.
I would sue if I somehow found myself in that position.
Totally, but he signed a release because his face wasn't blurred.
Yeah, no. Like, I would sue her.
Of course.
That was, Claudia, I literally
terrible.
Had to...
And her, like, giggling, looking at the camera, like, ooh, woo.
I had to pause.
Stop.
Because I couldn't get over it.
Because it was so terrible.
Of everything I've seen on reality TV, that was the most shocking thing.
Agreed.
And the sweat.
Terrible. Terrible. Should we jump into Dear Toasters?
Yes.
Our advice segment. Please, if you want any advice from us, we always keep it anonymous, deartoasters@gmail.com. Story number 1. Dear Claudia and Jackie, as the subject says, my best friend seriously smells. The smell isn't BO, but something else. The best way to describe the smell is dirty clothes that have been sitting on her floor that her animals have peed and rolled around on that she doesn't wash. But she keeps wearing. It's unlike anything I've ever smelled before, and I almost gagged just typing this because I feel as though I got a whiff of the stench. I first noticed when friends were out of town visiting brought it up to me. I then started noticing when she would get in and out of my car or when she would give me a pair of pants to borrow and they reeked of, well, dirty clothes that had been sitting on a floor while animals peed on them and possibly shit. Question is, how do I tell her? Can I tell her? How can she not know? It has honestly become unbearable to the point where I can't stand too close to her. I don't want people to think it's me that smells when we're out together. Love you both.
Okay. This is really awful. And like, if she's
you
not,
just got to be real.
If you're not that close with her, I would just end the friendship. But if you are close with her and you want to make it work, it's possible that she doesn't have a sense of smell and that's why she doesn't know. We have a friend like that who's always asking if she smells because she can't smell.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Will you tell me who it is later?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, and she's always overcompensating for it because she knows that she can't smell.
How interesting. Is it me?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I would just, if it's really that rancid, like I would be straight up.
Yeah, you got to be direct.
Maybe write an anonymous letter. Like you have to tell this person or else you can't be like seen with them. God forbid someone thinks that you smell like animal piss. I'd rather smell like BO.
Honestly, I always think, okay, put myself in the position of the person who's being told that they smell. I would be so grateful. Like and I'd be mortified that I knew that I smelled for so long, but that I won't smell in the future. Like maybe she doesn't know.
If someone came to me and said like, "Listen, I like this is like a smell intervention."
If you know me and you're listening to this, and I ever smell, please tell me.
Yeah, no, not
breath
just like
or otherwise.
If I smell one time, like cut me a break. But if I am the smelly friend,
right? Oh my
and
God,
you sit me down and you tell me that, like I would change everything about my life.
I would be so grateful.
I would be overwhelmed. I would be the best smelling person you ever met. So give her that chance. If she doesn't take the bait, then you know what? I think there's something wrong with her and you shouldn't be friends with her.
But like, you have to think maybe she doesn't know. I don't know how she couldn't, but maybe she has a broken nose.
Yeah, no, maybe she doesn't have a sense of smell.
All right, next up. Hi, Claudia and Jackie. Recent toaster. I told you they're new toasters. And first time submitter.
I actually haven't seen, like, just found the toast.
I know, so I just don't want them to feel left out when we're talking about like weird shit.
Okay, fine.
I need some advice on how to approach my sister. To give a little context, I got married last year to my high school sweetheart after planning for a year, and out of nowhere, my sister, who was my maid of honor, calls me a month before my wedding to ask me if I will go to her elopement in Vegas. I didn't go. Yes, I was upset, but we also couldn't afford it. So recently I found out I'm pregnant and we're so excited. But when I told everyone, she became salty that I didn't tell her I was trying. We weren't. Now, every time I hear news about my sister, it's about how hard she's trying to get pregnant. Now, my question is, am I thinking too hard that my sister tries to steal my thunder in life? I can't seem to get a little spotlight, especially when it came to my wedding and my first pregnancy now. How do I build a better bond with my sister? Am I a jealous one? I'd love to hear about how two wonderful sisters think. Love being a toaster and love you both. Ooh, that's interesting.
That is
Sister
interesting.
jealousy is so weird. I think, seeing as how everyone is jealous of me. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
seeing as how I'm literally jealous of everyone, I think I could speak on this like better than anyone. Like,
okay.
You know what? You just gotta let it go. Like, I'm jealous of everything that everyone has, and it really ruins my life. Like, I feel like I'm not happy about the things that I have because I'm always looking over my shoulder about like what my friends and family have, and it's a terrible way to live. So I think that you need to just like absolve yourself of all this jealousy, whether it's like you think she's jealous or you're jealous. Like, I just think, you know what? You just gotta let it go.
And I think like being jealous, a little bit jealous of someone when something good happens for them, I think that's human nature. So like,
of course.
So I think it's okay when something happens, you can have a moment of jealousy, but then acknowledge to yourself that you're jealous and then be happy for this person. Also, it seems like she does all these things to get attention, but it also seems like your life is wonderful and you had a wonderful wedding.
Totally.
And you got pregnant so unexpectedly and like you just have all these
and it's
sympaths.
Such a privilege.
And so if stealing her thunder gives her a little bit of happiness, like let her have it because it seems like you have a lot.
Jackie, that was literally, I think to this day, some of the best advice you've ever given.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard to not see. It's you like the girl who wrote in like can't see that, but as a third party perspective, like just the way she describes it, it seems like this girl really has her life together and her sister's just kind of having a harder time. So you know what? Give it to her. Give her the jealousy.
Like
whatever.
You have the dream wedding and the pregnancy and all that happiness, and you don't also get the adoration and the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like so everyone needs a little something, and if that's what she needs, she just feel okay. Let her have it.
That was such good advice. Like, I'm shook.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Our third and final Dear Toasters. So, about a month ago, my dad sat me and my brother down to tell us that when he was in medical school, he made money by being a sperm donor. He explained it as something that was normal for guys back in the 80s. They were promised absolute anonymity. When he met my mom, she asked him to stop, and he did. 30 years later, thanks to 23andMe, these donor children have begun tracking down and messaging my extended family in attempts to connect with their biological father. This is why my dad finally told me and my brother. He was worried that we would find out somehow if one of them messaged us on social media. Basically, these companies screwed up the whole anonymity thing. That's terrible, by the way. One of the donors contacted my dad through his cousin. Since the donor children grew up / live in the same city as us, she asked to meet my dad. He met up with her and they couldn't believe how many things they had in common and how much she looked like me. They kept in touch after their meeting and she told my dad there were more kids that she had found. It's so weird to me that they wanted to meet him because they were all coming from loving families with parents and other siblings, but I guess I just can't relate. Anyways, here's my question. Should I go with my dad to meet some of them? My brother and I are not interested in taking it to that level because it's all just so weird and uncomfortable to us. However, I don't want my dad to be going through this all alone. A lot of these donor families keep in touch by creating Facebook groups, oh my God, where they post pictures of themselves as kids, compare similarities, etc. My dad made one of these and the new people are slowly rolling in and posting actively. He seems so happy despite my brother and I wishing that he would just chill and not force the situation. Help, please. Wow, this is like, I've never felt so conflicted in my life.
This is the Vince Vaughn movie, The Delivery Man.
I know, and you know what? I really feel like not enough people are talking about how companies like 23andMe are ruining those anonymity clauses when you would donate sperm. And if someone was generous enough, whether they were doing it for money, whether they were generous enough to help another couple have children, I feel like this is so fucked up. We'll get to how she should handle it, but the basis of this man not being protected anonymity-wise when he was just doing a charitable cause. Yes, he was being paid for it, but you're promised that anonymity and you don't have that anymore. I think that's really fucked up. Yeah. He and his kids should not have to be dealing with this because when he signed up, it was under the pretense that this was all completely anonymous.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have figured this out. Nobody thought of this.
It's DNA.
It sucks. It's not fair.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to be dealing with this.
No.
But also, like, these kids deserve, no, you don't deserve, do they deserve to meet their biological father when they come from loving parents who use a sperm bank? I don't know.
I don't know either. I've never thought about these issues. I don't have a...
Like, imagine if we found out, like, our dad was, like, I just can't.
But, like, I think for us, if we found out that we had other people out there with our DNA and that were, our dad's biological kids, we would be so excited because it would be like,
oh my God, no, I would not be excited.
Oh my God, I would be so excited.
I would be like, you stole my DNA. Get out of here. No, I wouldn't be excited.
Oh,
I would feel weird and territorial.
I would feel really conflicted, but I think ultimately it would be exciting to meet someone who's so similar to us and like a piece of our dad.
No,
but I think that's
feel
because
like
he's not alive.
Yeah, but I feel so fulfilled with my family. Like I don't need more.
Oh no, I'm not looking for new family members. Like if you discover that we're related, like keep
it to yourself.
But I do think like because this is such a big thing in their family, it's not really something that they can ignore, especially because it makes their dad so happy. So because it makes him so happy, no, do not feel obligated to go with him and make him do it alone because he's happy. He's doing it alone.
It's his choice. He's getting in the car.
But I think like they need to figure out this relationship where it's like they're family members, but they're not siblings.
No, the Facebook group is weird.
But it's like a big family reunion. I don't know, this seems, if this was happening all the time, I don't know how people should handle it, but because it's like a one-off crazy situation, and it's like three identical strangers, it's like there's these people out there who, I mean, in their case, they're 100% you.
Yeah.
And how can you go your whole life not knowing them?
It's just freaky. This is something like I can't relate to in any way, but I just like to think like if I was in that situation, I don't think I would be so mature.
No, I think I would be really conflicted. On the one hand, it's like, no, I like my life. I want to keep it this way.
Right.
I don't want new people. But on the other hand, it's like, these people are 50% you. You know, how can you turn your back to yourself?
I think I could. I really do.
And maybe you would love them because they're so similar to you. Like more Claudia. Oh, God. Competition.
No, yeah. Maybe it's my jealousy kicking in, but like I'm completely uninterested.
No, I think it would be very normal to feel like, get the fuck out of my face, ho, and nobody asked for you.
Right.
But when you take a big picture look at it, it's kind of a cool thing. As long as they're not like asking for something or want to be written into the will.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not interested, but I wish you luck in this treacherous journey.
That would be an interesting legal case.
Yes.
Biological children.
Okay, so if you want to get some advice, email us, deartoasters@gmail.com. That's all we got for you guys. Thank you so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Also, follow us on Instagram. We are very close to 200K at The Morning Toast. We'd really appreciate it. We post premium content multiple times a day.
And follow me on Instagram @JackieOProblems. Premium content. I need to be posting more. I'll make you take a photo of me after. Also, make sure you're following at the Redheads Book Club. Listen to the first episode of The Redheads. Start reading book number 2 so you can be all caught up.
We are also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So at Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you choose to listen to podcasts, find us. Hi, The Morning Toast. Leave a comment, maybe a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. I don't know. Your call. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow.